What is up? It's the New Orleans Saints. Today we are having an overview video, just basically breaking down videos or the team, defense, offense, kind of a hindsight on what we have here. I mean, the NFC South is quite the interesting division. I feel like they're all in the same boat, almost rebuild mode. I'm not,
Yeah,
that's how I feel about it. I don't know. How do you feel about this division
I,
and the
I
Saints?
feel like they're all rebuild modes. I feel like the Saints and the Falcons are maybe a year ahead of the Panthers, and uh, the Saints, or the Panthers and the Buccaneers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Um,
no, yeah. Buccaneers are definitely in a weird.
yeah, the Buccaneers are kind of rebuild, but I don't think they know they're rebuilding.
Yeah, no, it's like I said, this division is anybody can win it. To be honest, like anybody can win this
Yeah,
division. I'm looking at the Saints specifically, and we're doing the Saints. Last year they went 7-10. Okay, and that's what they finished their regular record. They went 4-5 home, and then 3-5 on the road. And it's crazy to see that I really thought that they were going to do a lot better. Some of those games they won were like against pretty decent teams, and I was like, they have a legitimate chance to make the playoffs, and they didn't make it. So it was really weird because I remember some of those games they beat the Eagles like 20-10 late in the year. They beat Cleveland 17-10. And
that
I
was a
think they
Gardner
beat
Minshew led Eagles, though.
well, yeah, but still, I mean the defense, and it was still kind of like a good team. They beat the Falcons twice, so that helped them in their own, division. However, they lost to the Buccaneers and the Panthers, so it's like it was just really weird. And I was like, all right. So again, like I said, they finished 7-10. Um, so it wasn't really enough to get them in the playoffs, only because they went 0-2 against the Panthers and the Buccaneers. So that kind of like basically didn't help them in their own division. So last year with their draft, they had Chris Olave, Trevon Penning, Alante Taylor, DeMarco Jackson, and Jordan Jackson, all pretty decent guys to add. And it was only the 5 that I believe, where this year they had a little bit more. And I feel like this draft is maybe a little bit better than what they had last year. I mean, obviously it's not like a crazy superstar for fantasy football, but it was enough to like settle to where the pieces they needed. So, um, go ahead, Mark, and we'll talk about these draft picks as we talk about the rookies.
Sounds good. Um, all right. Close some ads real quick. Hold on.
They're good.
All right. Oh, so they had San Francisco's first round pick. That's the one they had for 29.
Yeah,
We were
that
talking about
was
that earlier.
that got
Yeah.
traded around from
Yeah,
Denver to
San
Miami to
Francisco
San.
to Miami to Denver to the Saints.
Yeah.
But with that first pick, they got Brian Brees, defensive tackle out of Clemson. Pretty solid defensive tackle. Round 2, pick 40, they got Isaiah Foskey, edge rusher out of Notre Dame. Round 3, pick 71. This is a lot of people's picks to probably take over the running back situation in New Orleans. They got Kendre Miller, running back at TCU.
Who I like him a
Mm-hmm.
lot.
A lot of people do, and rightfully so. He's pretty talented running back coming out TCU. So they had their receiver drafted in the first round, their running back drafted in the third round, and their quarterback drafted in like the fifth round for TCU. Not bad, not bad.
Yeah.
Nick's round 4, pick 103. Nick Salivari,
Saldivari, yeah.
offensive tackle out of Old
Old
Dominion.
Dominion.
Round 4, pick 127. They got Jack Hayner, QB out of Fresno State. Round 5, pick 146. They got Jordan Howden, safety out of Minnesota. And then their very last pick was round 6, 195, also from Denver. And that was A.T. Perry, wide receiver, Wake Forest.
Yeah. All these guys are can make a play, probably, and it wouldn't surprise me if they all make the field this year. I'm looking at the Saints roster, and I'm looking. They're not young. Like there's a lot of veterans on there, and they're aging, and they're getting like I said. I think Brian Breesty and Foskey get in there early. I would say week 4, and I would probably say they will establish themselves. I just don't think that they, and it's football. Football. You in your prime, you're good, but then once you get to a certain time in your career, these guys start elevating their game to a new level. The game changes. They're quicker than you. They're faster than you. Possibly stronger than you. But it's just the way the game is, and that's just the game. So defensively, I think all these guys will probably end up getting on the field, especially Brian Breesty and Isaiah Foskey. 100% sure. A.T. Perry wouldn't surprise me if he gets in there pretty early. I think with Michael Thomas and his, I don't know. Michael Thomas is good, but he's also not on the field a lot. With what do we really have? So again, this team is led by Pete Carmichael and Joe Woods from offensive defensive coordinators. But yes, led by Dennis Allen as their main head coach. So let's bring up the roster. As we always do, we start with offense and kind of go into the depth chart as well. From what we see here, Derek Carr, obviously, they signed in the offseason, which is I think is a good move. Definitely deteriorates them. It's an elevated spot from Andy Dalton. I mean, but Jameis Winston signed again, which I thought last year they should have rolled with him, but I think because of the injury, they never brought him back. And yes, they drafted Jay Painter, but I don't think he's going to be anything remotely talented enough to get a start unless these guys go down. That's the QB room. Do I like Derek Carr being here? Absolutely. Can he elevate Michael Thomas, Chris Olave, and Rashid Shaheed? I think he can. He's done it before with certain players that he's had in the Raiders. He's been there for almost a decade, probably a decade. Wasn't it like 11 years, 10 years or something like that? So, Jahan Johnson and Foster Marone comes over as well from Las Vegas, who will be there with him. And I just think it's going to be an interesting pass game through this team with the addition of Kendra Miller and Jamal Williams and whenever Alvin Kamara comes back. So that's the offense. I don't think that this line is too bad either. So what do you think? Like, do they have a chance to actually compete? And I think they do, but I want your thoughts, Mark.
Well, I'm already concerned with what's going on with their receiving core because we're about to start, training camp and stuff, and I already got a queue next to Chris Olave, Michael Thomas, and Rashid Shaheed.
Mm-hmm.
Like
You got a what?
Sorry. I got questionables. I got queues. Okay. I was like, what's going on?
Yeah. But they got depth though.
Well, they do. Right. I like Traquan Smith sitting there at the 4 spot. That's pretty good. I mean, he
Edwards as well.
Mm-hmm.
James Washington,
that's like James Washington. Is he used to be the Steelers or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's what I thought. Yeah.
So it's just
they got depth for sure.
They have guys that played the game before. They have guys that's know what they're doing. Now, depends on the playbook, of course, But I mean that'll elevate them if they could click with Derek Carr, then you can have something special here.
God, they got Jesse James too. He's getting all the old Steelers players.
So I just don't know what to expect. I mean, especially with the Falcons doing so much moves in the offseason. Panthers obviously are still trying to get better. It's a really young team. And then the Buccaneers, well, they're in somewhat of a weird I don't know. Just we'll see what happens with them.
Yeah.
Brandon coming in. says Derek Carr chose New Orleans and Dennis Allen since he was the first coach Carr had in the NFL. And a
Oh
lot of players do
shit!
that.
Dennis Allen was the head coach of the Raiders, wasn't he?
That happens a lot. A lot of these guys go back to their old former coaches that they
I
have
forgot
chemistry
about
with.
that. That explains
So,
it.
and that's why when we were talking about like his former team, Raiders, how I'm like, it wouldn't surprise me if Jimmy G ends up at the Raiders. And sure enough, what happened? These guys just know their system. They know how to play well, and they convince him to bring them there, or they kind of talk and like, yeah, let's do it or run it back. I don't know. Like that doesn't surprise me. So,
Yeah.
you know, Alvin Kamara is obviously one of the best running backs. Problem is, we don't know how long he's going to be gone. Could be 2 to 8 weeks. We're not too sure. And if it's going to be like towards the end of the year, more than likely the beginning of the year. But again, I think Condre Miller can step it up. I think he's going to be the it guy. Not this year, maybe the following year, whether or not injuries hinder him. But
Dang.
I think Condre Miller can be something.
6 feet, 220.
Yes.
Got the size. He doesn't lack confidence, that's for sure.
No, that is for sure. He actually came out on public and said, I can be the
I can
guy.
do anything Alvin Kamara can do.
Yes. And I love that about him.
All right.
Like, as a Falcons fan, I don't like that they have him there. Even A.T. Perry he's a really decent addition. I think he's like what 6'6", 6'3" or something. Yeah, there it is. 6'3", 205. The dude is big. So with Michael Thomas as well and the speedster Chris Olave, that could change the pace on how they throw. So I'm excited for them, but at the same time, like again, I can't be excited for them because I'm a Falcons fan, so it's like hard for me to be excited for them.
Right.
But
Plus,
the
how
one
much hate
rookie
you
I'm
have
excited
for
for
their.
is Kendrick Miller. What's up?
Plus, you have all the hate for their third string tight end. So
Yeah, we don't talk about that guy.
that's weird because on my depth chart, I have him as the 4th string QB and the 3rd string tight end.
Jesus. Yeah, no. We don't talk about Voldemort.
We don't talk about him. He is he who shall not be named.
Yeah, no. This individual here. We don't talk about this guy on this channel. He has screwed us in multiple ways.
The worst. I hate that guy.
So we've just decided that he is now Voldemort. So yeah. Anything about this offense before we go jump into the defense?
I just want to talk about Foster Monroe real quick, considering he signed with the Saints and then stepped away from football because he got diagnosed with cancer, and
True.
then he's already back. So I thought that was a pretty cool story.
Oh yeah, good for him.
That was quick.
Good for him.
Because I mean, you got people like Michi who missed this whole rookie year, and now he's back. Good for him as well. But the fact that it only took like 2 months for him to get cancer free and return back to the football field, I was like, that's pretty awesome.
It's not everyone can fight it the same, you know.
Yeah.
So,
and I feel like I also feel like he has a chance to. As I know he's the backup tight end, but I still feel like he'll get plenty of opportunities.
I think he might be the main tight end here.
I think he could too.
Like midway through season, I think Foster Moreau can be the guy. So, I mean, obviously Derek Carr knows him very well too. He played for him last 2 years.
Exactly, and that's why I like him.
Yeah, so he could be that sleeper pick anyway. So, Savor the Flavor, what's up? Hey, what's up, everyone?
Hey, what's up, Saber?
I have a feeling the Saints will be a sneaky good compared to Dalton's tenure, but I don't see them contending yet. Miss our anime king Jamal, but he's a solid 4+. Yep, no, I agree. They're interesting to see. They could do something, but at the same time, I need to see it too, because the other teams in the division are like this. Could be anybody's division, to be honest. So
wide open.
Yeah, I think with Derek Carr there, it's going to definitely change it. I think it's going to be better for them. This is one of the teams that it's hard for me to talk about. It really is, just because don't like this team. So,
What
just,
up, Anthony? What up?
what's up, Rasta? So, but here on Dynasty Final, we talk about all 32 teams. But when it comes to the team overviews, this one's it's a little hard. It's kind of like when we do the Cowboys,
Right.
we have to put up with it. We have to do it. So, all right. I have a 4-3, Mark. What do you have?
I'm pretty sure I have the same thing. Yep.
Okay.
Sure do.
But go ahead. If line.
All right. So we got perennial Pro Bowler left defensive end Cameron Jordan. He's still beasting it out even at his age.
It's crazy.
I know. What is he, like 33? Almost at 34.
Yeah, he's
33.
He's
still
now.
Still hard to contain though. Even at 33, you got Peyton Turner behind him. Then the left defensive tackle, we got Nathan Shepard with the rookie Brian Breesy behind him. And then the right defensive tackle, we got Khalid Saunders with Malcolm Roach behind him. And then Carl Granderson is the right defensive end with Foskey, the rookie, behind him. Mm-hmm. So it looks like they really did some depth with their defensive line, which I kind of like because they are getting a little older.
Yeah, I think these guys are going to go in right away too here pretty soon. Like I said, I give them like till week 4.
Oh, I agree.
Be on that line for sure.
But you imagine like having Foskey getting to learn from Cameron Jordan, like, geez.
Yeah. Did you say Jordan Cameron? You didn't say that, did you?
No, I said Cameron Jordan.
Okay, I don't know. Did one of us say that?
Did we? Why?
I don't know because we said I don't know why. Anthony's he's having a laugh over there.
Oh, is he doing the league episode probably? Where they had both Jordan Cameron and Cameron Jordan on the show.
Okay, yeah.
And Ruxton couldn't tell which one was which.
I'm glad you got it.
I was like, I swear to God, I said Cameron Jordan. I swear. Yeah. Then we get to their linebackers, which are no slouches either. You got Pete Warner at the weak side with Andrew Dow behind him.
Pete Warner might be like the guy here.
I agree. He's poised.
Yeah. Sorry.
I like him a lot. No, you're good. 6'3", 242, 24 years old at Ohio State. He could be pretty good. And then you got, again, another veteran, but a solid one with Demario Davis, with DeMarco Jackson behind him. And then strong side linebacker, we got Zach Bond with Ryan Conley behind him.
Mm-hmm.
And then that leads us to our secondary, where we got Paulison. I have Paulison Debo as the left corner. And then Marshawn Lattimore is the right corner with Bradley Roby behind them. And then I got Tyrann Mathieu and Marcus May with Jordan Howden and Jonathan Abram behind them.
Yeah. No, like I said earlier, and yeah, he was quoted in the league. So,
okay, yeah, I was like, wait a minute, did I mess that up?
Yeah, the talent is still there and they're still good, but the problem is they're aging.
They are aging.
I think, like, from these starters, I think the youngest one is Paulson Adebo.
You got Demario Davis is 34.
I think Paulson Adebo is like 24, I believe.
Well, Pete Warner's 24. Also 24.
I think he might be the young. Out of all these guys, I think these two are 26.
Yep, Adebo is 23.
29. I think the average here is like the youngest is like 26 out of the entire defense.
And Marshawn Lattimore is 27 already.
They're not young.
I swear it feels like
look, 31. Like, I'm telling you, like it wouldn't surprise me. Brian Breesy and Isaiah Foskey get it.
Marcus May is 30. Obviously, Tyrann Mathieu's in his 30s.
Zach Bond 26. Why is he even here? Like, where? Like, why? Okay, whatever. Whatever. Zach Bond, we were introduced to like last year. We know who the hell he was until he started sniffing the field last year. So
right. I remember we were on Sleeper, like, who the heck is this Zach Bond?
Yeah, we didn't. Yeah, like,
who is this?
This like, and he was like picked up multiple times. Like, what? Right. Why? And he didn't even do anything.
Round 3. It was a third round pick.
Yeah,
out of Wisconsin. So, yeah, we were like, who is this guy? I remember.
anyways, like what they did with Isaiah Foskey and Brian Breesy and Jordan Hood was good. I think that it kind of gives me a little bit of light that what they're gonna do is like for the next couple of years, because I have a feeling they're gonna go defensive heavy in the next couple of years in their draft, which may or may not hurt them offensively if they cannot figure out if they can keep Derek Carr there. Like, Kendra Miller's going to step up. He's going to be the guy, obviously, next year. I do believe that. I do believe he's going to make an immediate impact. I don't know how they're going to function in the next couple years, knowing a lot of these guys are knocking on the retirement door. So,
Yeah.
And then knowing the Saints kind of have issues with money every offseason. So, and we like to joke around here is like they just have a bigger boot and they just kind of kick the can further and further down the road with their salary cap every offseason. So,
Yeah.
I
They
don't
like to extend people and make it backloaded. They restructure people. Like, I don't know. That's like every year we get to the start of off season and you're like, oh, the Saints are $120 million over the cap.
yeah, like,
But then we get to the season and they're like, we have $5 under the cap. Like, it got to be stressful to be an accountant over there. That's all I got to say.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
the Saints are
61.6
negative
already.
60.
That's what I'm saying. Like every year with them.
I don't know how they function, man. I don't know how they function, and it's crazy that they still make these moves. I haven't even heard if any of these rookies got signed yet. I'm sure they have. I just didn't look into it. I could probably find out right now. But it's just like, dude, what? Come on. Like, what do you? They're still paying Troutman, Michael Jenkins, Marcus Davenport, David Onyemata is still getting paid. Ian Book is still getting, like, all these guys. There's like 24 million cap that they're paying still for this following season. So it's like, I don't know how they function and how they do it, but they do it. So I don't know. Yeah. I mean, maybe when these guys retire, maybe it'll help. I'm not too sure. We would have to look into each individual player's contract and see if there's like some space that can be freed up. I don't know. But again, we've dealt with this for the last few years, and it's just like, all right, dude. Like, it's just expected of them now. But anyways, let's move on.
61 is actually pretty low for them, honestly.
Compared to their 90s?
Yeah. 90s and 100s. But let's move on to taking, gambling, and hell no.
Exactly. I'll do it first and see.
Oh, okay.
And I think it's going to be kind of easy, really.
I already have my 3 out. Let's see if you do the same thing as me, and then I'll have to audible and do somebody else. Go ahead.
Outside of Chris Olave, okay, I think it's going to probably a clear one that you want to pick as your like main dynasty roster. Obviously, that's like the main one. I think, and then Derek Carr might be in there as well, because I have a feeling he's a team guy. He's going to try and make it work. I think he's going to try and stay here if he likes it. My number one here for Dynasty, and then I've been talking, like, maybe I haven't talked about this guy enough, but I really do like Andre Miller. And a lot of people are going to be like, but he's not going to play a lot this year because you got Jamal Williams. And then when Alvin Kamara comes back, the guy's never going to be on the field. And I get it. I understand that's what, the word is right now. Williams is probably going to take a lot of touchdowns this year, like a lot. And then Alvin Kamara, when he comes back, he's just, like, needless to say, like, do I need to speak much about him? We all know what he can do. So, I still will take Andre Miller, knowing that I think next year, I don't think Williams will be there. And lately, as we see these running backs, star running backs, find new teams, like they hit a certain age. Alvin Kamara is not that young. I think he's like 27 or 26 now. Yeah, 27.
Yep.
So he's getting to that point where it's like, can he still do it?
He's getting to the top of that running back hill.
Yeah. Condre Miller is going to be my guy. He's going to be my guy at 6 foot 220, only 21 years old. So it's like, so he's hurt right now. Next year, I think he'll be, 100% going into day one. So I'm taking Condre Miller as my main dynasty pick. My gamble here, I think I'll gamble on maybe. Oh man, I feel like I'm gonna take your guy, but Brian Parisi. I'm just gonna go rookies here. Like Brian Parisi's just, I think he's gonna elevate himself. He was one of my favorites, defensive tackles coming into the combine, the draft itself. I think we even showcased him earlier too, like earlier in the season when we started doing defensive linemen. I think at 6'5", 305, I think he's gonna be a disruptive guy. So I think he's gonna get himself in there real quick. I think it's gonna be as early as week 4, probably become the starter. And the guy I'm not taking, even though as good as he is and as good as he's done, and he's probably the face of this defense, I'm not taking Demario Davis. He's just old, dude. Like you're on your way out, man. Like despite how good you are, and he's probably gonna do good again, like without a doubt. But I dynasty purposes, age matters, and how long can he be on my roster? Yeah. I don't know. It's like I'm just gonna wait for you to retire, and then I have to try and get another linebacker behind you. So that's my guy. Those are my 3. Fairly simple, but it's
pretty good ones. I agree. And honestly, you didn't take a single one of my people. I'm ecstatic.
Oh, sweet. Hell yeah.
I'm ecstatic. So
the
that's
guy good.
I know.
I was worried.
Me.
I was like, oh.
I was too. I was like, oh no. For me, the guy that I'm absolutely taking, I'm taking Pete Warner.
Okay.
His first 2 years combined, he only had 62 tackles, and he had 80 tackles last year, and I feel like that's just going to go up. Like he had a pretty solid year last year with 80 tackles, 2 forced fumbles, 3 pass deflected. I don't know. I feel like being the young dog there, while everyone else is kind of old. Like I feel like they're going to funnel the defense through him, and I think his numbers are going to go through the roof. And he's only 24, and the dude's 6'3", 242. I just like him a lot. I think he's going to break out this year. So that's my take. My gamble.
This 6'3". I have 6'2" here.
I said 6'3", 242.
Yeah, no, I said like I said, it's interesting. Let's put him at 6'2 and a half. I don't know.
Okay, 6'2 and a half. But still, that's still solid. Like linebacker measurable stuff.
I know we use different like.
Yeah, and I know we liked him a lot coming out of Ohio State. So, I just think he's going to really succeed this year. And linebackers usually take 1 to 2 years before they really pop off. There are some outliers, but my gamble is going to be Foster Monroe. I think he is backing up a solid tight end in Juwan Johnson, but like Derek Carr and Foster Monroe already have that chemistry together. And like, I don't know, I just like him 6'4", 250. He's got decent speed for a tight end. He got a little bit of a chip on his shoulder coming back from cancer. I don't know. I just think he could be a sneaky low-end tight end pick. But obviously being at the 2 spot right now, that's why he's my gamble, not just an absolute take. And then as far as who am I not taking, I am staying as far away as possible as I can from Michael Thomas. That dude's already 30, and I swear to God he hasn't played since he was 26.
Yeah.
That dude got a huge contract, and I don't think it's sniffed the field since.
He played what one or two games last year.
Yeah, he had that first game last year where it was like, oh crap, is Michael Thomas back? And then we're like, oh no, he's not.
Yeah, he had them crazy eyes.
Yeah, it was just kidding. I was like, oh no, he's not back. He got hurt again. I mean, there was all the memes where it was like, oh, Brian Robinson got shot twice and he still got back before.
Michael Thomas.
And then the new ones are DeMar Hamlin died and he still came back before Michael Thomas. Like, that's how much of a meme Michael Thomas is now. Like, and it's crazy because like 4 years ago, if you told me in 4 years I wouldn't want anything to do with Michael Thomas, I'm like, you're nuts. He's the best receiver in the entire league.
Yeah.
But I feel like the worst thing for Michael Thomas was Drew Brees retiring.
No, yeah, that made a big impact on his career. Hasn't been
really
able
did.
to.
Now, granted, he hasn't even been on the field, so we don't know if it's Drew Brees. But between discipline and hitting teammates and constantly just being injured,
yeah,
like
it could be a little bit of a discipline issue. I mean, Drew Brees kind of like was that leader, you know. He was a leader, kept the team intact, and yeah, Michael Thomas hasn't been the same since. So I'm glad we all had different guys, man. So that's awesome. Usually we have like one or two. We're like, yeah, you took my guy, and I'm gonna have to.
Well, the hard one is when you have those teams where you're like, there's like one person that's probably a do not take, and then you got to go second, and you're like, crap, Martin took me.
Yeah.
Well, I got to figure out a reason not to take one of these guys.
Yeah. But yeah, Dynasty is a tough game, you know.
Oh, it is.
You got to think about the future and how well they're going to do. And we know a certain somebody that spent his entire team on Michael Thomas, and it did not go well for him. So, but all right.
Look at the schedule.
Moving on. Go ahead and start naming off the damn schedule, and while I pull it up here. So, yeah.
All right, so they open the season at home against the Tennessee Titans. Then they travel for Monday Night Football to play Bryce Young and the Carolina Panthers in Carolina. Then they head to Green Bay to play the Packers. Then they're back home to play the Buccaneers. Travel to New England to play the Patriots. Week 6, they're at the Tennessee. Houston Texans. Then they come back home to play the Jacksonville Jaguars. Week 7. Week 8, they're right down the road from me, playing the Colts. Then we have a home game against the Bears on Week 9. Week 10, they travel to Minnesota to play the Vikings. Week 11 is their bye, so they got kind of a nicer late bye.
Yeah.
Week 12, they'll be at Atlanta to play the Falcons. Then Week 13, they're back home to play the Detroit Lions. Then they host the Panthers, host the Giants. Week 16, they're in Los Angeles to play the Rams. And then the last 2 weeks, they end the season in Tampa to play the Buccaneers. And then their final game of the season, which could very well decide the division, will be at home against the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah. It's not necessarily a tough schedule, but then again, these guys aren't really a team to be contenders either. Yeah. So, I mean, like I said, they only had 7 wins. They went 7-10 last year. So, we've seen teams go into the playoffs with that type of record, but Tennessee and Carolina probably interesting to me. I don't know. Sorry, you were going to say something?
Oh, I was just saying, can they win more than 7? I was just looking at their schedule.
Oh, I don't know.
I think if you want to win this division, you got to hit that 8 to 9 mark.
Yeah, because they're all roughly going to be about the same.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying.
So,
for sure, we have the Panthers at 6 and then the Falcons at 8.
Do we? I'm not sure.
So maybe 7 for the Panthers.
I'll pull it up. I should have had
pull it up in a second. I don't know. Well, that's usually our league overview, but
I
think they could beat the Titans.
I think so too. Yeah, you're right. We do have Panthers at 6.
Okay.
And then the Buccaneers at 3.5. So, which the Falcons are at 8. So, in order for this team to actually elevate themselves out of this division or even make playoffs, they have to be at least at 8. So, yeah, you're right. I'll agree there. Maybe they could beat the Titans. Split with the Panthers. Beat Tampa Bay, or
I'm
probably
at
split with Tampa Bay.
8.
No, you're not. Are you really?
Yep,
Jesus.
I'm at 8.
God. Beat Houston.
It's gonna come down to the last week. If the Falcons win, they win the division.
Maybe beat Indy.
I am beating Indy.
And beating LA.
I have them beating LA. Only because it's at the end of the season, so Lord knows if Stafford will be there or Cup or any of those people might not even be there.
Right. Because they have a tough schedule too. Like bye week, I think they have a early one, don't they? I can't remember. I don't think we haven't done them yet, but I think they have an early one. I'm at 6, man.
Man,
I have Tennessee. 6? Yeah, I have look, I'll do it again. I have Tennessee. I have them splitting with Carolina, and I have them splitting with Tampa Bay. And I have them beating Houston.
So that's one of them. I have them beating Tampa Bay twice.
Okay, so I have them splitting.
So where's our other one?
did I say Houston?
Yeah, I have them beating Houston.
Hold on, 1, 2,
I have Titans,
3, 4.
Buccaneers,
I have Indy at 5.
Texans, Colts.
And I have LA at 6. And I don't think they beat Atlanta.
4, 5.
I have 6.
6.
Savor the Favor also says 6 wins for me, a couple toss-ups, maybe 8 to 9. If they win the close contending. Yeah,
I have 8.
You have 8? All right, so...
Do you have the Falcons sweeping them?
I do.
Oh, that's the other one. So it's the Falcons, because I have them splitting with the Falcons.
Okay, no, I have the Falcons sweeping them.
So that's the 2 losses. You have the Buccaneers beating them.
Even if I gave the split to the Falcons, okay, and I'm really trying not to be a homer here either. Okay, even
that
if I
would
gave
be
them
7.
Split, it's still going to be 7.
Mm-hmm. And that would still put them at 7.5.
Who are your teams? Like you have Tennessee.
At the Titans, I have the Buccaneers, the Texans, the Colts, the Panthers, the Giants, and then I have the Rams, and then
you
the
have
Falcons.
the Giants.
Not the Giants. Sorry, not the Giants. Panthers, and then the Rams, and then the Falcons at the end.
So you have them beating the Panthers twice.
No, I only have the Panthers. Oh, maybe I do. Maybe I'm at 7.
I thought you said Panthers twice. I'm sorry.
Maybe I'm at 7. 1.
Let's go down the list. You have Titans and you have Panthers week. So they go 2-0.
No, they're not. They're not beating the Panthers in Carolina. Sorry.
Okay, so they're
Titans,
1-1.
Buccaneers, Texans. Oh, okay, so I'm at 7. Wow, why did I have them beating the Panthers twice? That's weird.
I was just trying to figure out. So.
I have them 4-2 in division. They're splitting against the Falcons and the Panthers, and then they're sweeping the Bucs.
Okay.
So I'm at 7.
So I have 6. You have 7. So we're going to be
6.5.
That's fine. Over-under is 9.5.
Our league overview.
They're favored against Tennessee, 3.5. Carolina by 1. Tampa Bay 4.5. Houston by 3. Jacksonville by 1. I am so shocked that all these are Jacksonville ones that are losing. Like,
yeah, but I think it isn't that in New Orleans, so technically Carolina's still favored by 2.
You're
not
right.
Carolina, Jacksonville.
No, I know what you meant. Different cat, different city.
Yeah, different cat.
Indianapolis, Chicago. Really? Carolina.
Game. The Giants is a home game.
Yep, Giants. LA and Tampa Bay and Atlanta.
I mean, if we're being honest, I wouldn't be shocked if the Saints beat the Giants. I mean, their defense is good enough.
It is, but I still think that the Giants can still. Yeah, I don't know. The Giants offense might surprise us. Because we have the Giants at 8, which is essentially like not too bad. So, all right. So I have 6. You have 7. Which puts us at 6.5. And let's do our chart here that we're almost complete with. So,
Oh, I'm
I've noticed
excited.
it's gonna be difficult when I'm gone, and you and Brian do your thing. So I'm gonna have to like try and do this maybe while I'm out there or on downtime and update it.
Yeah.
So, which hopefully I'll have access at some point. So we have 6.5.
Well, I just figured we would come up with our things and then we would do the league overview stuff when you got back.
What do you mean?
Well, because I didn't think we would have access to this because it was on your
No,
computer.
you probably won't. Where we at? Oh, right here. Let's change that. Actually, yeah.
So they finished second in the division. Missed the playoffs.
Yeah, roughly 6.5 right there. That I mean, that's not bad. So they almost make the mark from what we had from last year at 7. Which you said 7. So if they make 7 again, I just think that the Falcons made dramatic improvements.
They did.
So yeah, I don't know.
Man,
What?
I just realized Washington's sitting here as like the second worst team in the conference.
Well,
Oh,
I
sorry,
mean,
third worst team. Sorry, I forgot
we
about the
did
Buccaneers.
it's all right. You guys just get yourself a nice draft pick. I think you'll be all right. Because honestly, I think you guys draft like 6, maybe. Like you guys are gonna be a top
Oh
draft
yeah,
pick.
because you got the Titans.
And
The
it
Colts.
honestly, it better be a freaking lineman. But I do see the Saints probably. It wouldn't surprise me if they end up somewhere in the middle. Maybe I don't know. They can do it, but if you were to ask me, I think they go after a DB. Probably a DB, like a corner or something. Uh, because the Saints are not aging very well defensively, and like I said, I think they go probably offensive lineman, like an interior guy, and then restructure that entire defense by the draft next year. So we'll see. But 6.5 is what we have the Saints at. So pretty easy episode. Not too bad. Again, it is an overview video, so we kind of just like informative really and then just kind of talk about what we have. And anything else, Mark? I mean, it should be interesting. Should be a very,
Really
very
should.
interesting. Who are we doing tomorrow?
Kansas City.
Right, that's right. You'll be leading that one, and you'll be kind
I
of
will.
guiding us through there. And
Should be fun. Should be fun. A little change of pace.
yeah, it is. It will be. So we'll see how that goes. I have full confidence in you, man. And if not, don't worry. I'll step in and do whatever. But I think you can do it. I think you got this, Mark. You got this.
Got it.
So join us tomorrow. 8:30. We're gonna do the Chiefs. 8:30 Pacific time, and then 9 or 10:30 Central, and then what's 11:30
Yep. Eastern.
Eastern. Your lunch hour out there. So yeah, it should be interesting as we break down the Chiefs. And I don't know. It's looking real interesting in the NFC South. It still could be anybody's division there. So I don't know. It is the Saints. The Saints somehow are always in depth.
I'm telling you, that last game of the year is gonna against the Falcons. Like, it's setting up to be like the game that decides the division.
No, I agree. Oh, Jesus. God. I don't know, man. I don't know, Brick. All right, that. All right, guys. We'll see you tomorrow to talk about the Chiefs. Have a good one, and we'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. Holy crap!
I know.
Freaking.
And then we got a day off on Saturday.
Yep. All right. I'll see you later, guys.
All right, later.
Take it easy.
Getting hyped when I aim up, elevating that game up, stepping up to the competition. Only first place, and that's how I'm living. I'm winning till they digging up my grave, eating all the things up on my plate. Game face when I step up into place. I was born and when I watched me elevate. When I watch me elevate.